kind of wanted to watch this video today, guys. I just felt like I needed some inspiration. Sometimes what I do is I'll just watch voice actor interviews. You know what I mean? Especially for like Disney films or sometimes anime, but like mostly just like, feature animated films and stuff like that, just to hear them talk about the characters and like the process, or even just how they got the role. To be honest, it does something for me, for a motivational standpoint, to be honest. So apparently the voice actor for Judy Hopps actually auditioned for Frozen back in the day, and she didn't get it, but I'll let her talk about what happened. But let's see what's going on here.
I was top of my class at the academy.
Your journey with Disney Animation Studios
I
actually
love
started
watching
with
the side-by-side
Frozen.
views.
Oh, it
So-
did.
How did that lead to becoming Judy Hopps?
I've been going into Disney for years. Just please, anything. I've been working for this my whole life. So I felt like I'm being fired from something. I didn't talk about it for a long time because start talking.
One thing I want to add.
The voice of Gary DeSnake, Kiwi Kwan.
Oh,
It looks like I'm crazy. The video camera looks like.
It's crazy. It's crazy, by the way, how like when you watch these Disney animated films, right? And a lot of people, they get inspired to become voice actors because of, full-length feature films with these actors, right? And then they get into the classes and they still think they have to like make a crazy modification to the sound of their voice. In terms of like, what I mean is their natural voice is plenty good enough, and then you're just trying to become the character at that point and be engrossed in the story and the situation you're in. But like these guys, freaking. See, that's supposed to be that's an alarm of when I'm supposed to wake up. That's my first alarm I'm supposed to ignore and go back to sleep until noon. But like these actors, we all know these actors don't really go too crazy for the most part with their voice. Some of them can, but a lot of them don't. Like Kevin Hart, for example, when he does this, he's just being Kevin Hart, basically. Crazy Kevin Hart in an animated film, right? A lot of actors do that, these A-list actors. But for some reason, when we get started in animation or trying to be voice actors for anything, we think we have to do this crazy wacky cartoon voice. You know what I mean? So and I was like that too. So it's like when I look back on it, it's almost like, wow, how much was I not paying attention? You know what I mean? Like, how much was I getting in my own head? Anyways, let's I want to hear the story.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jay Steele, and today I'm here with the voice of Judy Hopps, Jennifer Goodwin, and the voice of Gary DeSnake from Zootopia 2, Kiwi Kwan. Thank you both so much for joining me today.
Thank you
Really
for being
appreciate
here.
it. Yeah, absolutely loved the movie. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Jennifer,
Kevin
I'll
Hart
start
did
with
voice
you.
of Bunny, yeah.
Let's go back even before
For
the
pets.
first Zootopia.
Yes.
Because I saw that your journey with Disney Animation Studios actually started with Frozen.
Oh, it
So,
did.
what was that experience?
Wow,
like?
her eyes just blew
And
up,
how did that
bro.
lead to becoming
She's like,
Judy
oh,
Hopps?
we're talking about this now?
I was clearly destined to not complete the journey with Frozen. And I didn't talk about it for a long time because I don't know. Insecurity. But I had auditioned for it and I got to do the table read. And so I had very high hopes that Frozen was going to work out for me. And then Frozen.
So she literally more or less got the character, right? Like they did the table read, right? She was pretty much right there, and then they just switched at the end. It's like, yeah, we went with someone else. That's gotta be sad. That's gotta make you a little frustrated for sure, right? You know, because first of all, it's Disney. You know what I mean? Like I would imagine if it was me, I'd probably be a little depressed. I'm not gonna lie, I probably wouldn't want to talk about it either. There have been shows. Well, she tried at least. Yeah, exactly. No, but see, that's the thing, couple over. Like people have this weird issue where they don't even like consider that as like a win, consider that progress. You know, like some people feel like this is you know, and I probably felt like this too at some point, where I auditioned for something, and then I don't get the role. I'm so excited. I'm praying, like, please let me get this character. Please let me get in this show. I really want to get in this show. The show's so cool. And then you don't get it, and then the show comes out like next year or something, or a year later or whatever, and you find out who got the character, and like it's just like you could take it. There's many ways you could take it, but one common way people tend to take it, can tend to take it, is, oh my God, they picked this guy and not me. What's wrong with me, right? I auditioned for an anime, and I auditioned for an anime, a very popular anime, twice. And when I found out who got the characters, I was like, damn. Yo, so like I was in the running with these guys. Okay. You know, that's pretty cool, man. I almost took it like a badge of honor, to be honest. Like, wow, like, okay, so like this is my competition, bro. Like, or like I was competing with these people. I got the audition despite the fact that they probably knew those people were getting the audition anyway. Like getting that, you know. Like if they were considering me with the level of, you know, these popular voice actors you guys hear nowadays for this project, then that's a good sign. You know what I mean? You gotta like take it like that. Now, I didn't always take it like that. In fact, this year this year I wanted to audition for something, I was really stoked about a project, and I didn't even get an audition for it, and that really bummed me out. Not gonna lie, it really did bum me out. So, you know, but and then there was also a animated anime film years ago. There was an anime movie years ago that was super popular, super big IP that I really wanted to be in. I auditioned for it. There was a huge thing for it, and I didn't get it. I didn't get in. It wasn't even going to be like a major character. It was just for like some. I probably would have had like 2 lines, and that was it. And I didn't get in. Now, someone I knew did get in instead of me, so that was kind of cool. But but I did find out later that I was in the running. Like that was really close. Now, this is back when I had like 0 experience, and I was just hoping. You know what I mean? So then again, you know, I think when I heard that, some people take it badly. But for some reason, when I heard that I was like really close, that actually gave me like some hope. Like, man, really? I was this close? Word? Bro, that actually gave me some confidence, you know, and especially the fact that they still invited me to see the film. I still got a ticket to see the release of the film. They had like a special event, so even though I didn't get to be in like the film, they still thought enough of me to invite me to see it. Because I guess my audition had had something to do with it, but you know, some people, like I said, they take it badly. Or some people don't even want to know if they're in the running or not. You know, it just depends on the person, I guess. By the way, that film was Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions. So, see how that worked out, you know.
Frozen did not work out for me. That was definitely meant to be, because the person who needed to play it on screen got that job.
Okay.
And soon after that, I was cast as a fairy in one of the Tinkerbell movies. All you need is a little faith, trust, and
Pixie dust?
And that was my first. I had done like little bits and pieces, like teeny tiny appearances, and like a SpongeBob.
Can I
Oh,
help
word?
you?
Or like something where I like
Look at all the stuff she did, man. That's crazy. She said teeny stuff. She said teeny stuff like in SpongeBob. Bro, what are you talking about? I would like to have 2 words in a SpongeBob episode. Can I do that, please? Poor favor, please.
I had a few lines, but I had never gotten to dive into animated
I
storytelling
get it.
in this way. I feel like that came, and then Once Upon a Time came.
That happened to
It's
me
also,
too.
I've been
That happens
going
to me
into
still.
Disney for years. I mean, like, just please. And
That happens to me too. I'll get brought in to do like an episode for a cartoon, and it's just like a character that's like, you know, ho hum. He doesn't show up like all the time. I'm never one of the main characters, right? It's just one of those roles where you just come in, you give them some background noise, some walla. Give you like 2 or 3 characters that need lines. A lot of times you get sessions like that. You know what I mean? So like, for like Totally Spies, for example, the recent season that had come out like last year. That's a lot of my sessions were just that, you know. It was still cool though, like straight up, it was still pretty cool, man. But, yeah, it is what it is, right? I'll take that. I love it, but I think a lot of people when they start getting calls for like initially start getting calls for like for cartoons or studio sessions, whatever, just expect that it's gonna be like that, right? Because they're just trying to feel you out. They're trying to fill you out, bro. Trying to see if you have what it takes, or if they can at least trust you, and if you're good to work with. So at that point, it's not even about the talent. It's like, all right, do I want to work with this guy? Is this guy gonna be a dick? I remember a story. I have a story where I went to a studio in New Jersey. I went to a studio in New Jersey, and it was for a project. It was character voiceover for like I think it was for comic books. I guess they would put the comic books online or whatever, right? It was me, one other dude, and this other lady. And at that point, you're in the booth, right? So clearly you belong there to some degree, right? You're good. But for some reason, this girl was just not taking direction very well. She was like really, I don't know if she was really nervous or like really like scared or something like that. She was trying, I don't know, it was like something was really bothering her. But anyways, they didn't bring her back because I guess, and I could tell that the director was trying not to like, was kind of like, trying not to like get her too upset. What do you call it when you're like you're walking over needles or whatever? You know, what was it called? On pins and needles with her when it came to direction, and she never came back again, dude. I never saw her again. She's probably still working in the industry or whatever. I don't know what she's doing, but that was definitely a lesson to learn, bro. Definitely a lesson. But like, I have a feeling that we were all relatively, except for the one guy, that we were all, everyone that was there, voice actors, the 2 of the 3, including me, were relatively new at going to studios and stuff like that. And walking on eggshells. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, like in the very beginning, they're kind of just like giving you stuff to see what you do with it. You know what I mean? Low risk things before they trust you with like major characters or like named characters, stuff like that. That's just how it works. It just makes sense, right? Like trust is slowly gained. You know what I mean?
I don't care what
Sure,
it is.
yeah.
I am a Disney fanatic.
Yes.
I am a nut. I'm a Disneyphile. It's about the movies.
I
it's
wonder if
about
she
the
feels that way
parks,
now.
It's all of it. And I love reading about the history of Walt Disney, the person, all of it. And so I think begging works is really the moral of the story. I'm going to talk
I need to beg more guys, apparently.
shows and beg. Given all of that, even so, when I got the call that I was being made the offer on Zootopia 1, which I didn't know existed.
That is so cool, man.
I thought that because all of my reps were calling together,
What I would
got
give
a
to be in a
message that
Disney
all of my
film.
reps needed to talk to me at once. Oh, hey! So I thought, like, I'm being fired from something. And I actually thought it was probably going to be the Tinkerbell movie. And I was literally sitting in Mickey Mouse pajamas, and I was pregnant, and I just will never forget
Disney
that moment of
Mickey
having
Mouse
them
pajamas,
say,
bro.
there's this film, a Disney animated feature, and they'd like to know if you'd like to take part. We know that you'll be a bunny cop, but you can't see the script, and we don't really know the story. But like, I was like, yes, I am in. I am.
Of course, yeah. Never get to see the script, guys. I'm sure you guys heard this before, but you rarely get to see the script way ahead of time. It's pretty much like right before or during, and that's it. James, I think being in a Disney movie nowadays would be a curse. No. Here's the thing, Lightning Aiden, about how this is probably, and this isn't just me. You'd be dodging 1,000 bullets? No, I wouldn't. Listen, this is how it goes. Okay. As a voice actor, as an actor, or even just in anything, you have the most joy and you feel the most fulfilled when you're doing the thing that you've worked hard all your life to become. For a basketball player, it's playing in a basketball game, right? For a voice actor, it's doing voice acting. It almost doesn't matter what it is, right? Because when you're in the process and you're in that environment and you're talking to the director and you're reading the script and you're trying to create and develop something, there's something so fun and fulfilling about that it almost doesn't matter how bad the show is, right? You care, obviously, how good the show's going to be. And you really, for me, I don't think about it too much until way after the work is over, right? When you're in the moment, you're just focusing on the work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure not everyone, there's no way every show I'm going to be in is going to be a hit. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there's going to be shows where people are like, man, this show kind of sucks. Or like, this show is like, it's all right, it's not that great. And there's going to be some shows like, oh, this show's amazing, this is underrated, or this is just a crazy, ridiculous. You're going to get a mix of that throughout your entire career. There's not much you can really do about that. You just do the best you can do with what you get. You know what I mean? And you just be professional and you do what you got to do. But anytime I'm in the booth, I've done plenty of cartoons that never get like really a lot of shine. You know what I mean? But when I'm in it, when I'm in the moment of playing that character in that show, I'm having fun. It's so fun. You don't understand when you're in those sessions and you're just talking back and forth with the directors, like, okay, let's do it like this, and all right, here's the line. This is the situation that's happening. It's so fun. It's work, but it's fun. I wouldn't care. If I did nothing but shitty cartoons my entire life. And then you get paid for it. Like, what? You see what I'm saying? No. Even if I was in like the worst Disney animated film in the last 10 years, I can still say I was in a Disney film. Do you see what I'm saying? Wouldn't that be something to be proud of? It's not like you can just walk to Disney and just get a job. You see what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I mean, as a customer or as a viewer, your opinion of the whole of a show could be like, oh man, I don't like this show. This show is terrible. They did this and that or whatever. And it's not that the critique isn't like valid, but the voice acting is such like a small piece of the pie. It's an important piece, but it's a small piece of the pie compared to all other aspects of a production. And I'm only living in that piece. You see what I'm saying? I'm sorry, James, but I can't agree with you on Disney. Dude, you can hate every Disney film in the last 10 years. But in my credits, when it says IMDb, James Brown was in this film from Disney, do you know how cool that would be for me? You know what I mean? Maybe there's other emotions mixed in too, but the overall prevailing thought is, wow, I was in a Disney film. That's crazy. So, it is what it is. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens isn't the most popular Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, right? But I proudly say I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh voice actor. You know what I mean? I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens is good, but is it Duel Monsters? Is it like Yu-Gi-Oh? Is it Yu-Gi-Oh GX? Is it 5Ds in terms of like the fervor for it? No, it's not. But I don't care. That experience was amazing, and I would do it all over again. Would love to do more. Straight up. I downloaded Twitch because of you, James, and I got interested in voice acting because of you. I learned a lot because of you, because you always try to push the negativity away and think about positive things, and that made you my comfort person. Oh, and I'm always happy when you post on YouTube and Twitch and everywhere. Oh, man, thank you. I appreciate that. No problem, Robloxian. Yo, you're going to get negativity regardless in life. You know what I mean? The least you can do is just, like, keep some of it away. You know what I mean? Like, some negative stuff's going to happen. That's just life. Like, even this year was very negative for me in a lot of ways. You know, but I could have honestly let it get to me more. You know? It gets to me sometimes. Oh my God, love this actor. Loved her in Once Upon. Oh yeah, that's right. She was in Once Upon a Time. That's right, King Wolf. That's right, dude. That's crazy. Crazy you recognize that. She did a lot of stuff, man, before she got Judy Hopps. It's mainly trial and error. It either turns out to be good or turns out to be bad. Exactly, right? Sometimes you can't help it. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm a voice actor, right? Like my control over the project is very tiny, if it non-existent. You know, to do a job, do the best I can. But I still enjoy the experience, man. It's great. You know, I'm happy for you because I was kind of in the same thing when I saw James last year. He was one of the few things that made my year. Word? Oh man, you guys are so nice. What the heck? I mean, if it makes you happy, that's all that matters, I suppose. Well, it's not about making me happy, Lightning Aiden. Happiness is great, but you're missing the main word there: fulfillment. I felt the most fulfilled. Like when I'm in these sessions, I feel like I'm fulfilling a purpose, and it feels great. You know what I mean? Feeling happy. I could be happy like now, and then 5 minutes later be crying on the floor. That's not why I do this. If I wanted to be a voice actor to be happy, I'm probably not. I mean, like every time I get an audition, I don't get the job, I would be like miserable. You see, if I relied on happiness to be successful, you know what I mean? I would just be miserable 90% of the time because I'm not getting work because of like I didn't audition, I didn't get the audition, you know, or I auditioned but I didn't get the job for this anime again. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. That'd be OD, right? That'd be kind of like wild. You're like my mind would be all over the place. I don't really like modern Disney. No, I mean that's fine. I get it. Like I was watching a video. That was reviewing old Disney films. I forget the guy who the video I was watching, but he was doing a review of Tangled, and I was watching it with a friend of mine, and it was so crazy. It was so crazy because there were parts in the film and in the reaction, because he would show clips of the film, and we were just laughing. It was funny. It was good. And I was like, wow, when's the last time I laughed like this on a Disney film? You know what I mean? It's been a minute. I haven't seen a lot. I've actually, and it's mostly because I just stopped watching Disney films, and I never thought I would be doing that. You know what I mean? And I never watched Tango before, but I saw like the clips from I saw enough clips from the review that I was like, wow, this is not bad compared to what's coming out now. You know what I mean? Like, we'll never see a movie like The Emperor's New Groove again. You know? But I'm sure regardless, everyone who was involved in the project, especially the voice actors, was like excited, was happy that they're in it. I don't really but if I was in one, I'm thinking of the experience of voice acting and the money. Yeah, the money, I think about the money last. I just think about the joy of being in that experience, you know what I mean? At this point in my life, I'm just tired of like being scared of like not experiencing things. You know, I feel like I missed so much when I was younger because I was I was way too freaking cautious and introverted. Negativity is an inevitability. Yeah, every once in a while, yeah, it's true. I can never forgive Disney for what they did to Starboy in that one film. I don't recall that one. You gotta remind me what that is. All I know is I can sing, but I can't voice act unless I'm voicing my OC. That doesn't make sense, Lighting Aiden. That means you can voice act. The hell does that mean? You only can voice one character? That's a lie. I haven't watched Disney in a while. Same, yeah. I'm not gonna be honest with you. Same. Tangled's a good movie. The show was also great as well. I know there was a show, but cartoon, but I never saw any of them. I might actually watch some old Disney films one day. Cause like it's good to study the character animations, like the thing not the animations but the voice acting. For Disney films, it's really good because everything's prelay. So a lot of what you're seeing in terms of how the character moves and stuff like that and how they make the expressions is heavily influenced by the actors because they have a camera on them, you know. So it really shows you the power of physicality, right? Like watch Robin Williams as a genie and you'll see the power of physicality, bro. It's insane. Believe it or not, I just saw that movie the first time in July. Nice. You grew up on Disney? Me too. I did a lot. I watched a lot of Disney back when I was a kid. No, I can't voice any characters. That's cap. Only my own. That's cap, bro. I'm probably just gonna watch Proud Family on Disney. That's just it. I used to watch Proud Family too. I know they brought it back. I ended up not watching it though. I heard it didn't do well. I heard it didn't do well for some reason. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
The thing I find cool about that story is that every Disney movie goes through an iterative process.
Yes.
From Frozen to the original Zootopia.
Yes.
So you originally were Judy Hopps' sidekick to Nick Wilde, but then your part, I think it all came back around. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So tell me about how that came to be.
Yes, we did a different version of number one. It was it was 100% different
Wow.
movie.
Okay.
And about halfway through, I didn't really understand. I mean, that's even though I know that is part of the history of like the Disney company. Like they have always invested real time and resources into it can be better, it can be better, it can be better. And so they started over halfway through our process with number one, and then it turned on its head and we did it again, and it is now what it is.
Wow,
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
That's how we ended up here too. So Key, for you, did you have that kind of experience, a little iterative process throughout? Like how was Gary different from your first recording session to your last?
What's really interesting about voice acting is, one, you don't get to read the script, you don't get to enact with your fellow actors, but also the story is in constant
Used to be very ensemble back in the day. It's become less and less that. You know what I mean? Like ensemble as in they would have everybody in the room. Even in Japan, when they do anime, it's ensemble in a sense, right? Everyone's in the room. Or most of the people are in the room. But I guess technology makes it much more convenient to do this, like to do it separately. I have not done an ensemble VO session in a studio for animation for a cartoon, right? It's always been remote. Yeah, well, I mean, I really started getting into VO like for professional work during COVID, so I mean that's probably part of the reason. So Starboy was scrapped for some reason in the film Wish. It was supposed to be a romance movie, but Disney decided to not have that. So it sounds like Wish wasn't a good movie in your opinion? Why do I have hiccups? I was raised in a religious home, and Disney was like one of the only channels I was allowed to watch. In my house, my dad was religious, my mom wasn't. Which is, you know, I guess a great environment for confusing your kids. But we were able to watch Disney, and we were able to watch some Cartoon Network stuff. Most of the time, like, my mom was the one that was, like, around in the house, so we pretty much watched whatever we wanted, basically. There was... this is super ironic. This is super ironic. One of the things my dad did not like me watch, did not like me watching, right, was Yu-Gi-Oh. He did not like us watching Yu-Gi-Oh because he did not like the characters. Obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh has dark themes in it, right? Even in the dub version, you could see it. He did not like the whole Dungeons and Dragons thing. You know what I mean? He didn't like all that. So I only really watched it when he wasn't around. And then slowly but surely, I started watching it more. I think he just gave up on trying to stop us watching it. Like Pokemon, was he a fan of Pokemon? I don't know if he was a fan of Pokemon, but he was okay with us like getting the cards and watching it, because it like the designs were more kid friendly or like more rounder, more cartoony, cute for a lot of the Pokemon, especially like the iconic ones, right? But for Yu-Gi-Oh, like he saw like Summon Skull and like these evil looking dragons and these dark wizards and stuff like that. He was like, nah, man, you can't watch that, James. We watched it anyway. We really did. One of the best voice recorded bits, BTS things I saw was Roger L. Jackson doing Mojo Jojo during the Powerpuff Girls movie. I remember seeing the Powerpuff Girls movie too. Cartoon Network was a no-go in your house? We watched mostly Toonami. And that was also kind of a problem in our house because Toonami was heavily anime. The Linus was heavily anime. And he also didn't think anime was good. Like in any capacity, right? Because, like, to be fair, a lot of the stuff they showed on Cartoon Network was heavily edited, heavily stripped away a lot of the original content, so it could be put on a block where younger audience can watch it. But like stuff like Gundam Wing. Even stuff like Gundam Wing, like it had some major themes in it. Like edited versions, they cuss, they have blood, there was nudity in some of these shows. Like if you have to edit it heavily in order to get it on Toonami, then yeah, it probably wasn't for kids to watch, right? So he probably had a point, but he didn't know that. So that doesn't count. Doesn't count. Cartoon Network was no go in my house yet, man. But yeah, we watched a lot of Cartoon Network, man. I was always watching TV, but when I got my phone, I stopped watching TV. When I came back, it was so different. I kind of feel the same way. My dad got me into Transformers when I was 5. Nice. Anything that was banned in my house was more because my mom found the shows annoying to listen to. My mom watched Attack on Titan and Naruto, so I could pretty much watch any anime I wanted at that point. Especially, you know what I did? If there was an anime I wanted to watch, and I wasn't sure my dad would allow me to watch it, I would get my mom to get interested in watching it, and I would watch it with her. So he couldn't say anything, because he wasn't gonna tell my mom to stop watching it. And I think also. I think maybe the adult. I guess maybe he thought adult supervision made it better. Maybe that's what it was. Although I don't really think my mom was doing any supervising, to be honest with you guys, because we saw Attack on Titan like when I was younger, and she does not like gore or blood and stuff like that. But she did not turn away from that. I turned away from it more than her. So yeah. Anyways. To be fair, anime can be very, very odd at times. Well, I mean, it's a lot of anime that is really popular, that became really popular over here before, back when they were dubbing and like super editing everything. To be fair, a lot of kids and some adults didn't even know what the original version was like. Right? It was very heavily edited for American audiences. And then when they stopped doing it, when they started doing it less and less, then we started saying, "Oh my God, hold on! Well, they got some crazy stuff in here that back in that time frame, people weren't really ready for." So, well, we are on a tangent, bro. We're going on a tangent here, man. My mom couldn't Stan SpongeBob? It's okay. That's a different story.
It's very fluid. In the beginning, what Gary was at the gala for, we aren't the bad guys. It was different. They are.
Yeah.
And it would turn out to be. This journal holds the secret that will prove it. You know, he's the first reptile in Zootopia, but they made a big change, which was when he showed up and he was being
Listen
chased
to
by
his
Judy
voice.
Hopps, and when she breaks into the room, the first line was,
He's
like,
not
"Oh my
modifying
God,
his voice really
you're
that much
so
at
fast."
all. He's just being himself and is the character, and it works. I wish more people understood that, man. Like, you don't really have to like go crazy with your voice. Why do I have these hiccups, bro? What the frick? You really don't have to go crazy trying to be something you're not. Just be yourself, and then just mold that to the character, like, you know. So then again, they sometimes and a lot of times when you're doing casting, you're looking for people who already can kind of physically already embody what you're looking for. So it's not as much of a issue for them to mold who they are to fit the character. Like they kind of naturally do it already. So bro, I remember watching that one vampire anime. I don't remember the name, but the girl vampire had pink hair and her hair turned white. I should not have been watching. Rosario Vampire? Something like that. I remember seeing that. I remember seeing the manga more so than the anime. But I never finished it. But yeah, I think that's Rosario Vampire. For some reason, I don't really watch that stuff anymore. For some reason, when I used to watch, like, look at quite a few harem anime. Or, like, not anime, but, like, the manga. Like, I just kind of ran into it. Right? The manga is so different from the anime. I thought the manga was definitely cooler. You know? I got really bored of harem anime after a few years of seeing it. Once I got more different types of anime under my belt to watch, I could see that anime is a lot of different things. But, you know, one of the first anime I used to watch was Tenchi Muyo. When it first debuted in Japan, I just happened to catch it by accident. So that was like, I didn't watch a lot of anime or cartoons when I was in Japan. I would go outside, but my anime was basically Tenchi Muyo, Detective Conan, and that was basically it. And then I saw some kid shows, Anpanman, Doraemon. Although I didn't watch that. To be fair, I didn't watch too much Doraemon, but Anpanman was one I saw a lot. That's all I really knew. And then, but like when I got older, I could start watching stuff with more adult themes, and not like lose my freaking mind watching it because boobies are on the screen. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, all right, cool. Like once that initial like, oh wow, this is crazy. They do this. Once that passed, I was like, okay, I don't mind watching it. I just still want a good anime or a story. And then I started realizing a lot of it is just slop and just fan service. And I was like, okay, I don't mind it, but I really want a good anime to watch. And then I watched this show called I watched this show that pissed me off because I thought it was gonna be really hardcore and exciting, and the animation, the art style was really cool. I really dug it, and it had fan service. And then I was like, I wouldn't. I was like, no, I'm not gonna. I don't care if it has fan service. Sure, fine. I'm an adult. I'll watch it. But like the premise of the show was really cool, and I was like, oh, I want to watch this story, because all I was seeing was some like isekai slop. Isekai slop or harem slop. That's what I was seeing, and I was like, I'm not watching that no more. But I saw this one. I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Right, the opening animation, the opening theme told me what I needed to know about the anime, and I was like, okay, I'm down with it. Within 3 episodes, I was pissed off because it literally devolved into just harem slop. And I was like, bro, I wanted an actual good story. Like, come on, man. Like, please. I'm done. And I think at that point I stopped watching harem anime. Like, just cut it off completely. Like, I never finished a full season of any horror anime after that. Gave it a few episodes. Like, I still haven't finished Rent a Girlfriend, for example. I just can't. I just can't, bro. It pisses me off. Like, that main character pisses me off. And that girl pisses me off, too. All right, anyways, we just, like, what are we doing right now? What are we doing, bro? It's so predictable in horror anime. It's like, when I initially watched certain things, like, I read Love Hina. You know, back then I had no really much prior experience into what an anime, like a good horror anime is, to be honest with you. Like, what is a good horror anime? Let's just be real here. Is there a really good harem, whatever you want to call it? It probably is. I would say Love Hina is like a classic for a lot of people. I know my sister liked Ah My Goddess. I liked Tenchi Muyo. I think Tenchi Muyo is fine. Especially for especially the time period it came from. But I can't really think of too much after that, man. Sekiri? No, Sekiri? I don't know what that one's about. Fruit. I've heard of Fruits Basket, but I never watched it. That's a horror anime? Bro, I might actually have to go look. Okay, I might have to look at some of this just to see what you guys are talking about. Yeah. Anyways, this is not. We're not even paying attention to the film, to the video anymore.
Like, he was a big fan of Judy Hopps.
Oh,
that's
interesting.
right.
Okay.
He was a huge fan. They test screened it with all the animes. They go, something just feels off. Like, why does Judy Hopps have to help this character who she knows nothing about?
Yes.
And then it was like they went through this process and they realized.
Oh yeah, I did
what
see
if
Host
he
Club.
was like, he was very vulnerable. He was very scared.
Yeah, I did see
and
it.
He comes off as like this really gentle and friendly character. It made total sense why you would go on this journey.
And by the way, I finally saw when in the screening, because we've seen it several times, so I'm noticing new things every time. But I realized last night that the moment we realize she's investing is when her ears go down.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, look for that next time.
I love that subtle acting choice, and that was on the part of the animator, so I'm curious if you guys...
we don't have anything to do with that.
You guys are known for being on camera, obviously.
Oh, hey guys.
So what's it like, I don't know, from your perspective, is it like giving up half the role to someone else? You don't know what's going to come next.
I mean, it's not even someone else. It's like 700 people. 700
Literally,
people.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the first part of it with your voice.
Yeah.
But is it freeing? Is it
Yes.
weird? Is it, what's the problem?
I don't know if you're the first part of it. Like, they were. I mean, it's a collaborative effort, right? It's a collaborative effort. Like, oftentimes when I get, brought in for a character, the character has already been decided, like, who they are, what they do, and stuff like that. And then maybe some, like, a little bit of me as input, based on what happens during the sessions and stuff, like what we talk about during the session. But, yeah, I consider myself like a small part of the character, right? Like, the character already lives and breathes, right? I'm just kind of giving it. I'm help breathing life into it for the screen, but it exists, right? They have like motivations. It's already written down what they do, who they are, likes, dislikes, etc. Motivations.
Oh, if I could only do this forever, I would.
Oh, yeah?
Honestly, forever.
Sweet.
I was so right to beg my way into this family.
Excellent.
Because
To beg
find
my
it to
way
be
into it.
the most creatively fulfilling. I feel like
Exactly.
when I'm on a live action set, I spend an entire project hoping for one moment of it feeling real, of it feeling alive, like something's really happening. I feel that like every time I'm in the booth because you've got 400 opportunities to do the same moment over and over again.
Boom, 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 boom. 200 tickets before noon.
And you are not limited by anything, a set, or like even another actor.
You're not like
There's
them.
a them now.
You know what I mean.
It's just like get there, find like the
I love that so much. I love this. It's so good to be in there, man. It's just, I don't know, like when you're like, you see all this stuff around here. Can I tell you something like really, really crazy? You see all this stuff around here, man? Like when I go to like a studio and I'm doing like we're even in class or a workshop and we're practicing in front of the booth and stuff. Bro, sometimes it just, for some reason, it just feels like it just disappears. Like you don't even see the stuff anymore, man. You're so focused on like doing your thing, man, having just doing it. Like I don't know how I developed that, but because I've had a lot of anxiety issues for like several years when I was first getting into voice acting, and I was introverted, and like at some point I developed the ability to just like literally close off everything and just focus on this, which really helped. Which I think you only really develop that if you just do it over and over again, regardless. But like it's a weird feeling. Like you don't even see the mic. It's like obviously you're looking at the script, and then you see the screen, but like not much else exists for like that brief moment in time. It's such a very interesting feeling.
Just like get there, find like the authenticity in this moment. What does that feel like? How do I express it using only my voice? I'm not sure if you remember me, Officer Hops. So it's like being in a sandbox, and our scene
Look at
partner
that,
is
man.
always.
I love the physicality she has. She's totally in the moment, right? And then they take that and they see that and they animate it. You see what I'm saying? It's so great. I love this.
Our writer-director, Jared Bush.
I wish I could do it more.
Amazing
Wow.
scene partner. Because also, as I feel like I'm being ridiculous and embarrassing myself and making crazy sounds, he'll be like, do that, keep going. Like, all right, we're gonna follow this with the writing. We're
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah.
Like it's always something organic that's
And he
happening.
writes on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, voice acting is challenging, it's interesting, and it's extremely rewarding when you see the movie at the end and you go, oh, like I feel that just through the voice. I feel that emotion.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
That's awesome. And to wrap up, I want to end how you guys end with a vocal session with, I want to know about efforts. Can you explain what those are? Because the film is action-packed. There's a lot of
Yeah.
falling and hitting and punching. So how do those work, and what was your experience with that?
I mean, that's so exhausting.
I'm sure.
That part, I feel like I have to be like, okay, we're going and we're doing efforts.
I don't even know what the noise is anymore.
And I actually listen for efforts now when I'm watching movies because, like, the breath work matters and the grunts, just the little acknowledgement. Like, a could be like the only noise that your character makes in an entire scene, and it's got to like speak volumes, as it were. But I get physically really worn out because of. You really want it to sound like you're doing the things that on a live action set, well, you do your own stunts. I don't do my own stunts, so I'm not used to even having to, like, someone else is usually doing all that work, so it's really hard for me.
You know, it's like, to me, it's quite comical.
You just got jailed.
Because it's like shadow boxing.
Yes.
You know, it's very action-packed in this movie and a lot of fights. So it's like Jared Bush is saying, okay, we need grunts and effort sounds. And it's me like throwing punches as if I'm fighting someone.
Sure, yeah.
I'm doing like kicks and punches and all of that stuff. It looks like I'm crazy. The video camera looks like, what the hell is he doing? But it's very physically demanding. Like voice acting is physically demanding.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I sweat at the end of every
Oh my
session.
gosh, yes.
And even Ginny has this great story about, you know, this handlebar that we have in the recording booth, which is literally bolted down into the cement where you can grab onto.
Oh, wow, okay.
And
Oh, that's
use it
helpful.
and use it and,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
struggle with
That's
it.
helpful as hell, dude. If I ever get a booth, I want something like that. I want to make my own. Like I have, like I do VO here in this room, but if I ever get like a special room for VO, if I ever make it that far, I want something like that too. That's crazy. I haven't seen Zootopia 2 yet. I want to, but I just haven't been able to. What do carnivores eat? Why are you asking this, man? You mean food? They eat meat.
But what is that handlebar made out of?
It's a lightsaber.
Really?
It was built for Star Wars, and then, and I don't know if they ever move it or if it lives there, but I've always said, like, I must please let me play on the lightsaber efforts bar board, because it just makes me so happy that it is legit made to be the lightsaber handle, because
What
they
the
used
heck?
it in the Star Wars movies so that the actors could do all of their.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It all comes back around for Disney.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.
Dude, that was fun. That's a fun I mean, just listening to them having, like, obviously they're professionals, and they're doing this to promote the film, so I get that. But there are plenty of times I'm watching this interview and it's like, bro, does this look fake to you? This doesn't feel fake to me. This doesn't feel fake to me. You know, like this is fun. This is like, I get a little emotional thinking about it, like being able to be in these opportunities. You know, and hoping that someday they know this comes a little bit more often, a little bit more and more often every time. But yeah, I watch stuff like this. I guess motivationally. That's the motivational aspect of it, man. So I can work to be in this position, you know. I think you guys should do the same thing. If you're interested, look at stuff like this. It's super fun. All right, I think we'll stop there for this video. But thanks for watching.